Hello everyone, Atterman John here, and welcome to another Origins draft. It's been a while, but, well, there's been stuff and such. And anyways,
We
this
have
draft.
lives.
We have lives, and they're getting busy for a little bit, but they'll be unbusy soon enough, so don't worry, we're not disappearing. Um, what pack do you like here, John? I'm a huge fan of Consul's Lieutenant.
I like Consul's Lieutenant.
Card is just good. Also, there might be an honorable mention for our rare here, because it's a but I don't know if it's better or worse than Consul's Lieutenant.
Lieutenant is better, I think.
You think so?
I like white better than red.
Yeah, I find white goes either with white green or white red. Usually as the two renown packages. Because green usually has your renown or your elves, and so it's always the question of which of the two do you end up in. Since we're passing on a good red card for a good white card, we might end up in like white green, or we could end up like with flyers. You
Yeah.
never know.
The other problem is maybe the dude takes the suppression bonds that was in that pack, which would be awkward.
Yeah, it will be. It's always one of those things you have to consider, but
Okay, so options here are the Spider or Reeve Soul. Now, white black is pretty garbo if it doesn't work out.
right. If you don't get the enchantment theme, which we just passed on a good enchantment for, right? White black is kind of meh.
Reeve Soul is very good though.
Reeve
So is
Soul-
the Spider.
So is the spider. If you want to consider blue, there's the option of disperse or picking up the first of the fairy miscreants right now.
Rogue's Passage is also quite good.
Rogue's Passage is a good card too. So the question is, do we want Reeve Soul, Spider, Rogue's Passage, or say pick up one of those little cheap flyers?
I hate the flyer.
We hate the flyer. So then let's say put our choices between these three. What's the best? Probably Reeve Soul.
Yeah, I think so. Even though white black is usually not great, if it is great, you just win because the 3/2 guy is really OP.
So our picks from this pack are either going to be Revenant or Enshrouding Mist, which this card has basically won my heart in this draft style. This card is amazing. Stops all the burn spells, wins every combat.
Claustrophobia is an option though too.
Claustrophobia is an option if we want to go white-blue, though. Yes.
I think it's better than the other two cards in the abstract. Revenant is fine usually.
Yeah, Revenant's always interesting because he's either great or he's crap.
Yeah. And we might not be married to white here, which makes claustrophobia a little more enticing.
So maybe we pick up the Claustrophobia then and see what happens.
Yeah, it could be a wasted quote-unquote pick, but
right.
You gotta play to what's open.
Right. Now, here we have, like, the first Cleric of the Forward Order, which is a good card in my opinion. Scab Goliath. There's a Fetid Imp, which is playable. The Shambling Ghouls are pretty decent.
I think the Imp's a little better than the Ghoul.
Yeah, Imp beats out Ghoul.
Especially if you're in white-black.
Do we end up in black? Do we end up in white-blue? Or basically, which of the two colors of Esper do we want to end up in right now? Yeah. I think I like focusing on white because the Consul's Lieutenant is just that powerful. But I could also see just grabbing like this and going with the blue as a heavy color option.
Well, I would take one of the 2-drops.
One of the 2-drops. So either this or this.
Yeah, I don't think we want Goliath.
So the question is which of the 2-drops?
If you're partial to Cleric, we can take Cleric. I like Imp.
You like Imp. I'm more partial to Cleric. I'm going to take the Cleric then.
Okay.
I think I like the Cleric a little bit better than I like the Imp. So we still have the option of white X, or still even potentially if white just disappears, we drop the white. You never know.
Yeah. So this pack's pretty bad.
I'm always fine running like a single Bone Dash in the deck, but never more than one.
What about just Mighty Leap? That card's pretty impressive.
Yeah, actually, Mighty Leap has definitely impressed me in this format. It's definitely a heck of a combat trick.
It's a lot better than in previous formats.
Yes. So here we have a Calculated Dismissal. We have like a Lanoir Empath if we want to consider or keep open on our extra color. There's Read the Bones, which is so-so. There's a Veteran Sidearm, which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we looking at? Counterspell, this, Sidearm, Read the Bones?
Maybe Read the Bones.
Maybe Read the Bones.
I think you usually want one, but more than one is not good. The first one's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I could see it. I could also see calculated dismissal though. Card's not bad. It's not great, but it's not
Hmm.
bad. Is it better than Read the Bones?
I
Probably
think Read the
not.
Bones is better.
Yeah, I think I'll give the nod towards Read the Bones there.
Unfortunately, we're going in this white black, but here's an Auramancer, which is a good sign.
Yes, there's an
White black.
Auramancer, but there's no auras.
Well, I think we'll pick him up. It's better than
Right.
Undead Servant. I think it's better and better than Sidearm.
Yeah, it's probably better than Sidearm, and Servant's just... Servant, even if when you pick up 3 or 4, they're still... Eh.
3/2s. They're still bad.
Right. I'm
I
fine
have-
with picking up Auramancer there.
Yeah, I had
That
4.
is a very late way to the Underworld.
Yeah, and an Auramancer to boot. So I think we're kind of getting rewarded.
Right.
We'll pick up the weight here.
Yeah, the weight's definitely the pick there. I'm fine with picking up a Brawler's Plate.
Sure.
One of Brawler's Plate's always a nice little addition to a deck.
Rogue's Passage, it came around. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That card's really good.
that card is definitely impressive, especially because this format leads to either a lot of board stalls or a single flyer killing your opponent.
Yep.
So, I'm fine with the Rogue's Passage.
Return Centaur is great.
Yeah, I think it's more of a sideboard card than a main board card.
Well, it works in the black-white deck because you get to get back the stuff with Auramancers.
True, it does. You get to mill yourself and then get back your stuff.
Yeah.
Additionally, it's a good card just to suit up with auras, too.
Also, if you have Revenants, which hopefully comes around. We would play it in white-black, I think.
Did we... where did the Revenant... Which pack was... I think the Revenant
I
was
think it
in
was
that
in-
pack.
Okay.
But it might be in this next pack. I'm fine with an Imprint Tactician, a 1-of.
Sure.
It's not a bad 1-of. And we'll throw that in the board. Throw that in
Okay.
the board. If Healing Hands was an instant, I'd play that card. As a
Yeah.
sorcery,
As a sorcery, it's terrible.
no.
As an instant, it'd be pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I think it'd be perfectly fine, because all it'd be then is, what's the cycle card? Renewed Faith.
Yeah.
From, Vintage Masters.
That card was really good.
Yeah. It was like cycle, gain 2, and draw a card for, like, white 1 or something like that.
Oh man, we had one of those drafts. I don't know if it was recorded ever, but we had like, what, 3 of the white cycling thing?
Yeah, we did. Oh,
It was dumb.
those drafts were just beautiful.
Check them out.
Yes, I definitely suggest you check them out. They were a lot of fun. How about a second Consul's Lieutenant?
Seems great.
There's also a Knightly Valor, though, which is something worth considering.
Yeah, in the Auras deck, it is fine, question mark. We didn't see any black-white guys. Consul's Lieutenant is just pretty dumb, though, I think.
Right, if you hit that thing on 2, it can swing into basically everything that your opponent can play at that point, and it'll either kill a guy, or it'll just, get renowned.
Yeah, as good as Knightly Valor is, I think
I think the Lieutenant gets the nod here.
Yeah, even though we are in the Aura archetype, I still think it's Lieutenant.
Blightcaster or Swift Reckoning? Both.
I think it's probably Swift Reckoning.
Or there's a Suppression Bond.
Yeah. Still think it's Swift Reckoning.
Now this will be interesting. If the Blightcast... I don't think Blightcaster will wheel.
I think it will. Look at this pack. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5, 6. It might wheel.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
7.
question mark good cards. I mean, I doubt it'll wheel, but there's a chance it could. I think Swift Reckoning, you're right, is just straight up better because it's... But this, if we had enough auras, which right now we only have the 1, but this card has the highest potential, whereas this card's just removal.
Even Suppression Bonds might be better.
I don't know. I do like the potential on Blightcaster, but I think Swift Reckoning... Actually, it might be Suppression Bonds here over Swift Reckoning.
Yeah.
I think maybe we take Suppression Bonds over Swift Reckoning. That way, if the Blightcaster does wheel, it's better for us.
Okay. Take Bonds, and it's theoretically better in our deck if we get any of the 3/2 guy.
Right.
Do
Do we pick up a 1 of Revenant here?
Sure. It's not bad.
Or you said I haven't really gotten to play with it, but you say you really like Infernal Scarring, right?
I am... Yeah, I like it. We don't have any Nantuko husks, and we don't have any of the Blood Knight yet.
But
So
on Consul's Lieutenant, that seems like a good card too. So,
it does.
but let's take a well, yeah, let's take a Revenant because this is more likely to wheel than a Revenant.
Yeah.
So,
Revenant is just a 3/3 flyer, is still perfectly acceptable.
so with this, we're given the option of Scarring, Returned Centaur, or one of the Mighty Leaps.
Mhm.
Do we grab another Returned Centaur here, maybe?
I think so. We only have 7 guys right now.
Yeah.
And he's a fine guy. Pumps the Revenant and
Right,
you know.
he's got a reasonable enough body. We can pick up a Fetid Imp here.
Yeah, I think that's a great pickup.
Another Cleric seems good.
Sure. I think it's better in Rune Servitor. Wow.
This card has impressed me every time I've played it.
Okay.
Like, I mean, the +2/+2 flying, and then, oh, randomly, I guess I'll just get rid of these stupid guys I have on the field and make certain it's still alive and able to hit you in the air.
Yeah. It's probably better in Infernal Scarring.
Yeah. And then we have...
Here's another Auramancer.
Which is a good sign. I think we'll definitely pick up this Auramancer here. And... Sure. Why not? And Blightcaster did not wheel? Or was it the next pack?
I think it's the next pack.
I think it was this pack, actually.
Let's take
Scarring?
a Scarring.
Yeah. So I wasn't really expecting Blightcaster to wheel, but there was the small chance that it could.
Mhm.
I guess we'll pick up an Enlightened Ascetic sideboard card. I don't really like the card, but it's passable. Sort of.
2 Mighty Leaps is not bad.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Because we only have 20 cards right now, so we're going to be looking to fill out creatures. But, I mean, right now we just kind of have what we have, and then we'll fill out, hopefully, some good cards with this final pack, and all will turn out well. No, I'm not even going to take the Vine Snare. I'm going to take the land, because it's just better.
Well, hopefully we get rewarded with some Blood Knights if they ever get opened.
Yeah, that would be good. Cruel Revival is fine, or we could take a Nantuko Husk. Probably just the removal spell.
The removal. We have no removal, I guess. Just the weight.
Yeah, we have Weight, Reeve Soul, Fetid Imp to removal.
Cruel Revival's pretty good.
Suppression Bonds is a removal. But yeah, Cruel Revival is a good card.
It gets back Return Centaurs.
Yep, there's another Suppression Bonds here.
That's pretty good. Ooh, Foundry of the Councils.
I like that. I think that's pretty good, because you can even just throw, like, your pump auras on the console tokens, or on the Thopter tokens.
Yeah.
Other cards worth noting, Celestial Flare, but that's about it. So, Foundry seems fine.
Yeah, 2 utility lands might be a little awkward, but I still think the power level on both of those is high enough to
I
run
think
them.
the power level on the utility lands is high enough to make it so we want to play them. We obviously are still hoping desperately to get one or more of the cursed or blood cursed.
I don't know what it's called. The 3/2 guy.
Yeah, the white black 3/3 3/2. I think it's Blood Curse Knight.
Yeah.
That sounds right. What the frack is that picture?
Waterboarding.
Well, waterboarding is the player's name. But what is the picture of?
Looks like a dog.
It looks like maybe like one of those spikes, maybe?
I'm not sure.
Looks like an insect.
Doesn't it usually say what it is?
Yes, but only when you're playing against them.
Okay.
Which we're going to be playing against the person with the Liliana picture. Oh well. We may or may never get to know. All depends.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I like a Stalwart Aven here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need that ever. So that card's really good and that card's really good, but I think I like the Aven best.
Yep. Stick Infernal Scarring on it.
How about a third Cleric of the Forward Order?
Seems good to me. This is the 2-drop format.
It is definitely a 2-drop heavy format. Kind of looking over this, trying to think what we cut first. Probably Read the Bones. Read the Bones is always a quick cut. I could say the Emperor Tactician could probably be cut too.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh,
Blood
got
Curse
there.
Knight. Hey, I was right on the name.
That is perfect. That is exactly what we need.
So first cut is probably
Probably read the bones.
read the bones.
Yeah. And I think you're right, tacticians meh.
Yeah, tactician's kind of meh. Well, the question could this be a 16 land deck? But because of those, I think the answer is
No.
no.
We have too many double whites.
Right.
Ooh, that guy's
Annoying.
really good.
Yeah, the Anointer is really nice. I like
Combos
Patina's.
with Willbreaker. That was in that pack too.
Yes, it does, but we're not getting the Wilbur.
Infinite obliteration.
Sure. Sure.
Ooh, slug. I
You
like
can have
slug.
all the slugs.
Slug is a good man. Slug.
It's a man.
He's a good man, Slug.
You're a good man, Slug. Glad to have you on the team. So, how many auras did we end up with? One.
Scarring 2 suppression bonds consecrated by blood.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
And a weight.
That's perfectly good.
Yeah, we got 5 auras for this guy. That seems pretty solid. 2 of which are power increasing auras. And the best combo I've ever had in like sealed is going this guy into this.
Ugh, that's gross.
You end up with a 6/5 flying lifelinker.
Yep. Regen.
With regen option. Yeah. And your opponent's just like, oh. Oh. Sideboard option?
Sure.
We need to make a cut, by the way. Maybe one of the Mighty Leaps?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to cut any creatures at this point.
It's pretty straightforward. Mighty Leap. Yeah.
Mighty Leap's good, but that's it. It's just good. And it's only good if you have creatures, so, you know.
We could cut Brawler's Plate over Mighty
Could
Leap.
cut Brawler's Plate. But Brawler's Plate I feel like gives us a little more potential than Mighty Leap does. Because Brawler's Plate's reusable.
It's so expensive, though.
It is very expensive, but when you get into those board stalls, like equip Return Centaur with Brawler's Plate, smack you, your opponent's never going to get through that.
This is pretty straightforward, I think.
Yeah, I think this ended up pretty decently, so let's see what we got going on here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's going to be slightly favoring white over black. I like 8-7.
8-7 seems fine.
Yep. Seems good. All right. Well, we will submit this, and we'll see you all in round 1.